Alright, so Netflix might have just pulled off the impossible here. If you told me the show that was gonna break the live action anime curse was gonna be the one about the kid who's made out of rubber and wants to become the king of the pirates, I would say that you're certifiably insane. And absolutely right. Let's talk about Netflix's One Piece. What's up, guys? I'm Sully, and today I'm very surprisingly excited to talk to you about Netflix's latest anime live-action adaptation of One Piece. The story for this one goes like this. Monkey D. Luffy and his pirate crew explore a fantastical world of endless oceans and exotic islands in search of the world's ultimate treasure known as the One Piece so he can become the next pirate king. So I'll start this one off by saying that I still consider myself very much at the beginning of my anime series watching career. I've seen pretty much every episode of anything Dragon Ball related, and I'm a big fan of Cowboy Bebop and Chainsaw Man, but outside of that, I'm totally sheltered, even though I have a bunch of shows on my watch list right now. And fan or not, we all know that there has been a long list of attempts at making a good version of a live-action anime show, and they usually end up just being total dumpster fires. So it's super satisfying for me to report that as someone that has no nostalgia or personal experience around the Straw Hat Pirates, I had an absolute blast with the live-action One Piece. Now, one thing I was definitely skeptical about going into this show is how they would handle the visual style and the action. You don't need to be an anime fan to know that a lot of what's on display is usually so ridiculously out there and insane that you can't imagine it ever being able to translate well to live action. I mean, in One Piece, the main character is stretchy like rubber, he's fighting off people that are half fish, there's a clown that can break his body into tiny pieces. A lot of stuff you don't really see every day, at least not here in Boston. But they surprisingly do a really good job with all of that, especially when they deal with something like Luffy's stretchy powers. They use some pretty creative methods when it comes to the blocking and camera angles, so every time he extends his body, you're not just rolling your eyes at how goofy it all looks. And I really think that's half the battle here. Like, we know this shit is ridiculous. So the fact that they went the extra mile to make it feel like these powers follow the basic rules of gravity and physics just a little bit helped me to completely buy whatever they were selling. Another thing you have to nail if you're gonna attempt to do an anime and live action justice is the world building. Obviously, that is no easy task. So much time needs to be spent both laying the groundwork of the setting we're spending time in, while also pushing a narrative forward with every episode. And I think, for the most part, they do a really good job setting the tone and getting new viewers like me up to speed on what's going on here. They establish the rules of this world, why some people have powers, who lives here with other humans, and what the hierarchy of power is. And sure, there are some aspects of the show that might seem a little bit rushed when it comes to furthering the plot and character motivations, but I feel like a lot of that can be forgiven when you realize they're cramming like 50 episodes from the source material into these 8 introductory episodes. Now, we have to take a second to talk about this cast here, because even if you get every other facet of something like this right, if we can't get behind the actors that are portraying these characters, it's all pretty much wasted. But I'm happy to say that I think everyone in this show, from top to bottom, fit their characters really well. This whole thing is centered around Iñaki Godoy, and he absolutely knocks it out of the park playing Monkey D. Luffy. I've never seen this kid in anything before, but his enthusiasm and charisma is off the charts levels of infectious. It makes so much sense why the other characters involved continue to find themselves drawn to him. The other actors who portray the rest of the Straw Hat pirate crew do a really nice job, but I couldn't get enough of the badass swordsman that is Roronoa Zoro. Far and away my favorite character so far, and it's a lights-out portrayal from Makenyu. Also, I'd be remiss not to give Buggy the Clown a pat on the back. That role is so quirky and weird that if you want to do it right, you really have to go for it. And I think the guy that plays him, Jeff Ward, did just that. Now, even though I haven't watched the anime or read the manga myself yet, it's still extremely obvious for me to see that everyone behind this project is clearly a fan of the source material first and foremost. They even took it a whole step further. They're working side by side with the guy who created this whole insane world in the first place, Eiichiro Oda. Something like that goes a very long way. And the way the show is structured is just so unbelievably addicting. It's the type of series where I'm almost mad that I started watching it before 200 episodes have already been released. Who knows, hopefully if this does well, then next season we'll get the remaining 1100 episodes. A guy can dream, right? But I guess that's even more reason for me to dive headfirst into the anime. so I can kiss the next couple years of my life goodbye while I binge my way through that. Overall, guys, Netflix's version of One Piece completely took me by surprise in the best ways possible. I am convinced that if you're a newcomer to the franchise like myself, or if you're someone that has watched every single episode of the anime, you're going to be very pleased with this adaptation. What could have been a complete mess at every turn ends up being a really good live-action version filled with adventure, charm, and heart. I mean, sure, there are definitely a few problems around the story's pacing and some of the characters' motivations, but it's easy to look past that when you recognize how much of the original source material they're stuffing into just 8 episodes. They just got the important stuff right here. The characters are all super entertaining, the action sequences are treated with care, and the world is one that you'll actually want to spend time in. They really meant to crack the code with this one. I need about 20 more seasons of this show, and I need it now. Netflix's One Piece gets a Sully score of 4 stars. So that's my review of the latest Netflix anime adaptation. What's an anime show you think is super underrated but should definitely be on my watch list? Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys at the next one.